Welcome to Where to Start in the Horus Heresy. Today we're going to talk about how to get the most out of your Age of Darkness box. So I've written up a cheeky little 2,000 point list for all you beginners out there, just to dip your toes in the game and get you started. So, how about we go through that list? So starting out, we're going to have a Praetor. So this is your meat and potatoes sort of chapter master equivalent from 40k. This is, the head honcho really. And for this we're going to be using the Axe Praetor from the box, which is going to be a master crafted paragon blade, since that can be represented by any weapon at all that has a blade, obviously. We're also going to give him some Melta bombs, so if he charges into a transport, he's not just completely out of his depth. And we're also going to give him a Disintegrator pistol, as that is what's modelled on the kit. So next up, we're going to have a Legion Centurion, which we're going to upgrade into a Legion Champion, which gives him a Paragon Blade for free. He's more of a combat-y sort of character, so we're going to give him a Volkite charger, again, modelled on the kit, and some Melta bombs, again, for versatility, in case he decides he wants to go and pick a fight with a rhino or something slightly bigger. Next up, because for this list I've been going in book order rather than the logical order, we have Legion Cataphractii terminators. So you get 10 in the box, so obviously we're going to be taking all 10, so an additional 5. We're going to give them a Legion vexilla. So since we're kicking them out for combat, it makes sense that we'd give them the extra +1 to combat res and the ability to not flee off the table edge should they break from combat. With them, we're going to take 4 sets of dual lightning claws. Lightning claws got a lot better this edition. They give you 2 attacks now instead of 1 for having paired weapons. They have shred, which is going to be re-rolling to wound, and they're AP3, so they're just going to be eating marines. Next up, we're going to have 4 chain fists in the unit. Again, if you decide you want to charge the opponent's Spartan or something like that, this is just going to crack it open with that armour bane. So armour bane is roll 2d6 and add that to your strength, and that's what you use to determine if you penetrate the vehicle. So these guys are absolutely going to just eat through armour. And then the extra 2 weapons in the squad are going to be power fists. Again, they strike at initiative 1, but they hit hard and are instant deathing marines because they're strength 8. We're also going to give them a grenade harness. That rounds out the points to an even number. And most importantly, if you charge through terrain, you don't take the initiative penalty. Next up, again, we're sticking with elites, is the Contemptor dreadnought talon. It's going to be a talon of 1. We're going to give him a Gravis lascannon, though I suggest you watch the guides on how to magnetise the weapons on this guy. It's super cheap and super easy. You need 4x1 and 4x2 magnets. I've done it with the 2 that I own, and it just makes them so much more versatile. You get way more for your money. But I digress. In his fist, he is going to have an inbuilt meltagun, again, to deal with a bit of armour. He's going to have a fist and a lascannon, so he's going to be pretty good in combat anyway, and he's going to have, I think it's 4 attacks on the charge, if he decides to go after a Spartan or something like that. And then to top it off, we're just going to give him a Havoc launcher on top to just get some more shots in. Next up, we have 4 identical Legion tactical squads, all of which are going to have a Legion vexilla, again, give you the +1 combat res, make sure they stick around. 10 chain bayonets in the unit for that little bit of extra combat prowess. We're going to give the sergeant a power fist, again, to instant death other characters in a challenge or whatever. Again, hitting power against tanks. But he can still choose to use his chain bayonet if he wants to go initiative. We're also going to give him Artificer armour, which gives him a 2-up save and makes him more survivable in combat. And then lastly, we're going to give him Melta bombs in case you don't want to use that power fist in combat. You want something a little bit more reliable against armour, you use the Melta bomb. Lastly, and by definitely not least, is the Land Raider Spartan. also known previously as the Spartan Assault Tank, which is a way cooler name. This is going to be stock. It's expensive enough as it is. You're going to stick your Terminators in there, you're going to stick one of your characters in there, and you're going to drive up the field, and you're going to go and fight the biggest, baddest thing the enemy has with your Terminators. And that's it. Like, that's straightforward. That is how to get the most out of your Age of Darkness box. Now, I'll be doing a follow-up video to this telling you what sort of things you might want to purchase next if you're moving forward with this list. But for now, this is a great starter list. So get out there, love your Legion, love your hobby, and roll some dice.